Welcome to the Full Tracy Money Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording, and it's 3:07 p.m. That is Central Time. Today is December 20th. Well, we had a bit of an all change in the middle of the day today, and about 2 hours ago, the Nasdaq started coming down and closed out the day at around 16,500. So that's a couple of 100-point decline, and it's looking like a downside Q reversal. Not a big one, certainly not dynamic, but it certainly fulfills the qualifications. Then I think it's also important to just look at the date. It's the 20th of December, so I think we're getting some money taken off the table ahead of the holiday season. And we're heading into a point where there won't be that much liquidity. So it offers an opportunity to enterprising traders to move the market around, and we might be just seeing the beginning of that right now. So that's certainly one thing that's important. Then when we look around the rest of the world, I think the other big move that we saw today was in Bitcoin, and it was up to the upper side of its range. And the thing that I've been most clear in pointing out is the consistency of the trend. And $5,000 is the big number. We've had 3 consolidations in that region, and this is no different. So it would need to sustain a move below the 40,000 level in order to really confirm that we're back in a supply-dominated environment. There's still a lot of enthusiasm around betting that the SEC will allow a spot-priced Bitcoin ETF to be permissioned either just before the new year or into the beginning of next year. So that's certainly something that investors are paying attention to. Then we also saw quite a bit of interesting action in international markets. Japan was quite firm. There was some news stories today around South Korean investors getting burned by buying commercial property in Europe over the last decade and taking haircuts on it, but the Korean market was in positive territory. Australia continues to push on the upside, and that's on a firm currency. The New Zealand dollar is also firm, so is the South African rand and the Mexican peso. Then when we look at the other side, we see that the Belgian market was down in a dynamic manner that was led lower by its big biotech company, argenx. And they had really a disastrous decline, over 20%, to come back and test the 1,000-day moving average. And that was on failed, or I guess disappointing, trial results for one of their drugs. And then gold prices are still holding out here around the 2050 area. The move that we saw yesterday in Arabica coffee was completely countermanded to confirm resistance in this area, and orange juice continues to deteriorate as well. Then in the agriculturals, I think those are the big moves, but in the industrial resources, we also saw some interesting moves, particularly where copper miners are quite firm, but the price of copper itself hasn't moved a lot. So certainly plenty to look at in terms of the trend.